Hey everyone, Waddler-D. We're back for... Why am I playing this game again? Oh right, that's why. Because the old Let's Plays, mostly the first 3 or 4, are kind of trash. Like, I trash talk through the game, and not in a very charming way. So what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be starting from square one, because Kirby has recently celebrated his 30th birthday, might be 31 now. And Kirby is one of my favorite Nintendo and video game characters of all time. Like, this is where the same thing started. If you played this on a Nintendo Game Boy, you understand where I'm coming from too, because Kirby definitely was quite a unique character in terms of what you usually got from a platformer. He didn't use any weapons. He didn't jump on enemies. He had a different power in mind, and this was before the time where Kirby knew all of his other talents that made him popular and famous as he is, but Sakurai is the main reason why we have this lovable puffball in our life, and I figured I would give him a thank you by playing this game respectfully, commentating over it. So let's begin with Green Greens. Kirby is definitely not a nature lover, I'm starting to notice, and do not do this thing upon the first enemy you see. Yes, while it's very effective at killing them, it does kind of do damage to your legs, so instead use Kirby's yoga ability to suck up enemies and spit it back out. And if you're having trouble, remember he can also fly because of that yoga, so Kirby's got the lung capacity of a whale, and if you ever need any health, you got this refrigerator with pep brews sitting in them, but why would you need them? This game, like most Kirby games, is pretty damn easy, because Kirby is just a walking monster of puff. And the reason why he's on this rampage is because of one person, King Dedede. So let's take this scooter/warp star to the forest and say hello to the first infidel of Kirby's Dreamland, an enemy that we can't suck up. Oh no, what are we gonna do? Well, obviously you're going to use the ammunition he's throwing at us, because Poppy Brother Sr. is kind of an idiot. Like, he's going to continue keep throwing these bombs in my mouth, and I'm going to continue keep spitting stars in his face until he starts doing something different. There he goes. He's dancing mad like a fool, but now he's gone and out of existence. So the reason why Kirby is kind of doing this rampaging is because King Dedede decided introducing famine to Dreamland was a perfect idea, and no one agrees. No one ever agrees when hunger is about, and Kirby is setting things right by going through the levels and causing absolute star-filled mayhem by destroying his enemies. Kirby Dreamland is a very easy game, because Kirby has the ability to fly and make all sorts of platforming obsolete. Like, this is more of an action game than a platformer, but Kirby still will have issues because the enemies are plentiful, and more importantly, there are bosses that might give you a bit of an issue. Keyword is might, because the first one is Wispy Woods, and to demonstrate how difficult Wispy Woods is as a boss, let's just sit in place. Oh, okay, maybe that was a bad showcase, but yeah, Wispy Woods is the easiest boss in the game. You can literally sit here and open your big gaping maw to suck up all these apples and feed this lad some apple pie. We bullied him so hard he shed a tear of a star, which doesn't make sense, but we're gonna gladly take it and try to cheer him up by dancing. Yes, Kirby is a very experienced dancer, and he has his own posse to spawn at any given time. I don't know how, but he's definitely going to be dancing to this song, because... Get out of my way, bud. Yeah, Castle Lololo has the best music in the game. Like, it's so damn good. Kirby bonked his head on an enemy and started singing along, and unfortunately everyone didn't agree with the lyrics, so they all immediately left. But Castle Lololo is definitely a bit of a step up from the first stage, mainly because the enemy variety is quite different from what we are dealing with. They're a little bit more tricky to deal with, and of course, get this nice explosive blast of energy that we can spit out, thanks to that bomb, but we'll learn more of that evolution here. This room seems a little Suspicious. Yeah, I'm not liking this jack-in-the-box crap. Hey. Yeah, we're gonna enter a door, because that's an infinite room, and learn how crappy water is in this game. Kirby definitely has a better time with water in the future, but water is literally the worst thing in this game, but not as bad as this guy. Yeah, Gordos hurt a shua in this game. Like, if you jump on a Gordo, congratulations, you lost about half your health, at least. So be sure to avoid these spiky little bastards, because they will be numerous later on in levels. But thankfully, Kirby can make the wounds go all away by collecting some hyper candy and getting a sugar rush, which is going to be helpful against certain enemies, like these mumbies. Yeah, you can't really deal with them because Kirby does not like inhaling the undead and having that terrible aftertaste in his mouth. So, understandable. But who's the owner of this place? That's a good question. We're about to meet him. It's Lololo. Who else? And Lololo is actually another friendly face of HAL Laboratories. He has his own puzzle game, and unfortunately, he is kind of stuck in that puzzle game mentality forever, because all he's doing is just shoving these blocks and shipping away for no explainable reason. So we're just going to say goodbye to that. Kirby's going to take over the mascot logic, and then get surrounded by his adoring fans. They're all dead, so let's not deal with them. I guess that's Kirby's past things haunting him, all the enemies that he's taken out. Then we have a plate of ice cream. At least that's what I thought when I was 8 years old. But this is actually super spicy curry. And back when I was 8, I didn't have a damn clue about super spicy curry, because we weren't so diverse back then. We didn't know all about the global cuisines that we could eat. But super spicy curry is incredibly hot as heck, and it will allow Kirby to breathe fireballs for the next 5 minutes. Well, not 5 minutes. 10 to 15 seconds. Yeah, Flamethrower Kirby, pretty damn awesome. But you know what's not awesome? These stupid doors. These are just dead-end doors. Don't even bother with them. That one on the left, also useless, but clearly the tightest door is the best door, because it'll get you to where you need to go, and that's gonna be the owners of this castle. Did I mention that Lololo has a girlfriend, and she loves the things that he does just as much? Yeah, conveyor belt lifestyle is not my way of going about things, but they're pretty content about just pushing blocks left and right endlessly. Kinda concerned about this, but thankfully we're gonna intervene and tell Lololo that there's better things in life than just moving. I mean, I've moved about 10 or so times in my life, and it's not all that fun. Oh, even the castle decided to move. What the hell? But yeah, 2 sparkling stars down, and a question to be asked. Why are we collecting these things? We'll figure that out. I mean, Kirby has a brilliant plan, except when he's using a fishing pole. That's not smart, Kirby. You're gonna bust up your gums like that. Come on, man. So this is where you're going to introduce to some very interesting enemies, some that can resist Kirby's ability to inhale, and bombs that might be ready to explode when you get to them. And yes, it will actually explode in your face. I need to test something out. Damn. No beam ability. Yeah, Waddle-Do is going to be an important enemy in the future games, but unfortunately you will not be getting any abilities that we're hoping to have, because Kirby's Adventure spoiled pretty much about everyone. This is how Kirby had to do things back in the old days. You dick, I'm trying to hit this damn cannon. The only way you can kill a Shotzo. Those cannons are invincible until Kirby screams at the top of his lungs. They just absolutely get killed by the resonation that's going on. But there's other things that you're going to have to learn about this stage and why it's more difficult. Taking falls without... Oh, that was kind of convenient. Yeah, if you were to fall in that section all wrong, that Kaboo will gladly smack you upside the face, but that's how you fall down there. And if you didn't forget about this damn pecan, yeah, it's a coconut shell, I guess, but it looks like just a pecan shell, and I think I'm now understanding why I hate those things, because those things are just so glad to fall out directly on your head and doing some unnecessary damage. But thankfully, if you get through this little secret area, you can find your first life of the game. How many I'm going to have to really need to get through this game is probably none. because this game, of course, very easy. Of course, we get the nice little showcase of Kirby falling face first on an enemy and absolutely destroying him. That is the only way Kirby can actually jump on enemies, is that when his head turns 180, everything below him must just watch out, because Kirby just becomes a battering ram or just a falling penny from the side or from the Empire State Building. Not a fun thing to have fall on you. I want that plate, spicy curry, because this is a shot soak kind of territory. These guys are actually pretty damn smart. Like, the fact that it was homing on or was aiming for me shows that Shotsos have an agenda. They aren't just cannons blowing their cannonballs off like so. They might actually be gunning down for you. So just be mentally prepared for that. And if you were to fall into this place with a spicy curry in your system, it will douse that. I like that touch, but is this like a indoor swimming pool, or is there a leak on this ship? That's a question that I always have to ask when I look at that particular spot. But we're nearly done with Float Islands, and I forgot to mention how often you're going to hear this song in the series, because Float Islands is probably one of the most recognizable songs in Kirby history. And Kirby, that's not how you greet a whale, bud. You definitely do not fall in their blowhole, bud. Thankfully, that he helps us out by sending us to the end of the level. We don't have to make this massive climb. Instead, we're going to eat this thing and meet our next boss, Gablua. Gablua is a she. You wouldn't be able to really tell all that much because it's a blimp, or she's a blimp, I should say. Sorry, Gablua. But yeah, Gablua is pretty much the introduction of shooter section. And you're going to have the shoot 'em up sections quite a bit in Kirby games, but not talking too much about that anymore because she's gone. Unfortunately, Kirby just took her out with all this air pellet action. And Kirby, you're just a cruel monster, man. Just destroying all these bosses. They're just trying to have a day. You're just like, dude, I'm gonna shoot you out of the sky. Speaking of sky, Bubbly Clouds is where the difficulty makes its highest climb, because death pits are surrounding you, and if you want to know the leading cause of death in a Kirby game, it's inhaling an enemy above a death pit and not spitting it out soon enough. It will pretty much mean your absolute demise, but not as painful as these enemies. Scarfies are the only other enemy that you can inhale this game, if you don't count for cannons and mini bosses, and they explode if you do it in a different way that you're hoping. Also, I hate how they chase you if you piss them off. It's possibly one of the most annoying enemies in the game, so do your damn best to avoid them. Yeah, I really wish I could inhale those Paracels and use them right now, but unfortunately Kirby is so simple right now. So simple, and just using the power of yoga to destroy everything, or running into them and headbutting them. Oh crap. Yeah, here we go. Boomerang weapons. My least favorite thing in a platformer ever. These enemies are not that bad, but they have my least favorite projectile ever. Like, the fact that an enemy has a boomerang projectile is where I'm like... And if you don't understand... Wow, I'm about to die. Jeez. And if you don't understand that, just look at the Castle of Illusion Let's Play. That I get greeted with boomerang maces. Terrible. Alright, so once we get through this point, we have actually a choice coming up, and it's a very easy choice, but I might as well show off the options that you have, because Kirby's pretty linear. There's a very few chances where you can make a different route, and here we go. Let me just set things up. So here are your choices. You can go to the right and learn that it's a really terrible route because you have a Gordo to greet you to start, and then a Scarfy, and then a frickin' Goop Boomerang dude. Yeah, that's great. So what's the other option? Well, the other option is that you could take a nice dip in the swimming pool, cool off for a bit, and then realize there's no door. Waddler, you lying to us? No. Just gonna show you that there's a secret door that takes you into space. Don't ask me how Kirby ends up in space, but this area is kind of dangerous, mainly because of the enemies that are trying to frickin' snipe you and trying to ambush you as you stroll by, but thankfully you have the nice mint leaf to get you through it. You enter this door, with this guy. This big gaping eyeball that just smacked me upside the face with a cannonball. Good job, buddy. But here's the way to deal with him. You can either sit here, can't really hit you, or you can sit right here, which is probably a better strategy. You're just going to have to make sure to jump. And then smack him upside the eyeball. Because that cornea really needs some irritation. Get the hell out of here. I like that kind of altar setup. But once you're done sightseeing the ruins, you get to go back into space and learn that the low road is the best road here. Because you have these Gordos trying to ambush you. And you just take an easier path there. If you just keep low and steady, you get a maximum tomato out of all that. Can't really argue with that. Also, I noticed one thing, is that Kirby will fly much faster with a mint. I keep forgetting those guys do that. He flies faster with a mint leaf than he does without, so try to make good use of that. Now, the other thing I want to talk about, remember this room for another time, because there's one thing I haven't mentioned to you all yet, which most of you probably already know. There is a harder game. There is a second quest that Kirby will look forward to once he beats the first game, because I'm just gonna tell you straight, the first playthrough of this game is practice, and you have an option here. It doesn't look like you do, but this moon looks a little suspicious. That's because it's a door, and it just lets you drop from space, enter Dreamland's gravity, collect a few 1-ups along the way, and max some tomatoes, but you only really need one. I don't know why they drop all this crap on you, but yeah. Don't forget about this. This is like the first time you have a pre-HAL room. We'll talk more about that later, but KRACKO, I thought we took you out, bud. Oh, up. Yeah, KRACKO is pissed, and he's gladly gonna try to snipe us with his beam attack. The worst part about KRACKO is the swoop. That thing comes out pretty damn quickly, so if you're not prepared while he's trying to give you lovable Waddle-Doos as ammo, he might smack you upside the face. He also has a fourth kind of attack. It's not really an attack, it's just kind of a form of movement. I'm trying to bait him into doing it. There he goes. So he sometimes just casually goes from one side of the screen to the other, but the swoop is what he does when you're ground bound, and he loves doing it, as you see. But also, I'm glad that he's being very cooperative. He can sometimes be a massive douchebag and take a full minute to beat him, because he might not give you the ammunition. But we're nearly at the end of Kirby's Dreamland. But who's the big bad? Well, obviously, it starts with a castle. Sorry, I had to be silent for the King Dedede National Anthem, because this is his castle, and as you can see, he is very full of himself, and he has brought all his friends back from the grave to harass you one last time, because Sakurai likes boss rushes, and I cannot blame him, because if you play a bunch of Mega Man, you're going to get very familiar with that too. But it's just funny how you have other Kirbys around. Can I hit you? No, we're just buds. I don't understand how we have clones of Kirby's walking around, but that pre-boss room, get used to that, because Kirby games love pre-boss rooms. And unfortunately for these bosses, they're still just as easy as before, so let's actually try to beat this guy without taking damage. So this is probably the most iconic boss in the entire series. Like, you'll be seeing Wispy Woods a ton, and you'll be seeing variations of this guy as well. Sorry, Wispy Woods, you're just the resident punching bag of Kirby. Can't be helped, bud. You're a tree that gives us apple pie whenever we like. But another thing I gotta note, this theme is so damn good, it became a boss theme. That's how good HAL Lololo's theme is. I wish I knew the exact name of the theme. I think it's just called HAL Lololo, but to be fair, I'm all for that. I'm all for the fact that people haven't forgotten how good this theme is. But unfortunately, people have forgotten how Lololo existed at one point. But once Kirby came into the picture, HAL Laboratories has gone full stop with the pink puffball. Kind of a shame, because they seem kind of cool. Maybe if you're into puzzle games, I might try it a couple times. But this is the hardest pre-boss room of the bunch, because you have a lot of enemies trying to barricade you from getting from point A to point B. Not to mention this set of spikes. These spikes do 3 damage if you hit them. So it's not just Gordos. It's anything pointy and all sorts of prickly, because it's just not good for Kirby's health to fall directly on a spike or Gordo. And as I said before, there are a lot of shooter sections in Kirby games, and this is certainly the one of many. But it's sometimes going to be a boss fight, other times it's going to just be a little stretch where you fight enemies. But wow, we just totally took out Kablooa without her charging at us. Jeez. What happens? You think charging towards you will work. It doesn't. This is the easiest pre-boss screen, because you just basically do this. You're going to learn how good Kirby's head is. And you're also going to learn that he has a floating cousin. Crazy. KRACKO, on the other hand, is a very iconic boss as well. He's not as popular or as used as Wispy Woods, but he shows up quite a damn bit. And to be fair, when you face him in Kirby's Avalanche, he has the best introduction name. He's like, KRACKO! Or something of that sort. And it's like, I won't forget that. So I always, whenever I think of KRACKO, I always think of how it's pronounced in Kirby's Avalanche, because it's just perfect. KRACKO! But other than that, this boss kind of sucks, because he doesn't have all his cooler attacks from later games. Like, he just beams, he just swoops, he just drops a Waddle-D, hoping that you'll be very, very asleep at the wheel so he can get some free damage on you. So once everyone has bit the dust, King Dedede is left. And he's like, come at me, bro. I'm waiting. In a ring. And King Dedede has a very interesting set of attacks that you're going to have to consider. Like, right now I can't inhale him, obviously, because he's a boss, but that star seems pretty suspicious, so you want to know what? Inhale those stars, shoot him back in his face, and do some damage. Don't try to stick to flying throughout this fight, because he will try to either jump into you from below, or, come on, bust out the hammer, or try to hit you with the hammer, which is actually kind of cool. I like that the boss actually considers your positioning. However, King Dedede is not too difficult of a fight, but he is probably the hardest boss in the game. I'm going to try to give him a fighting chance. God damn, I hate that star sometimes. And right now, he's taking full advantage of that. I'm trying not to fly over him, because King Dedede can't really fly all that well yet. Trying to mimic me, that's for sure, but he's certainly not as graceful as Kirby. I'll give him that. Oh crap. Good surprise attack, douche. Alright. Come on. Good. So I'm gonna be fighting this guy with 1 health. Kinda scary, I gotta admit, because Dedede can mess people up pretty well. I mean, he has a big, massive hammer that can kill you at 60% in Smash Brothers. Understandably dangerous. Oh, thank you. I really wanted you to do that. Come on. But other than that, I think we need to close this chapter, bud. Come on, pull out the hammer. Yeah, good boy. Also, make sure to shoot him from the left. Because if you shoot him from the right, it just doesn't make sense. So now that we have all these sparkling stars, what do they do for Kirby? Why was Kirby making a big deal about this? Oh, what? Kirby, what are you doing? Excuse me? Kirby, where'd you find those strings? How are you lifting that castle? And what about the hole at the bottom of it? All that food is going to waste, bud. But that is the end of Kirby's Dream Land, and this game is wonderful. Sakurai, thank you very much, and thank you to all these other people that worked on this game, even Sunday Rain. I still love how they had the Alias era with video games, but Kirby's Dream Land is a joy to play every time, and it's also a joy to realize that the journey isn't over yet. As I said before, there is a harder difficulty for those that beat the game, and Bubby might be involved in that. So is Cypher, who knows, but this was all practice. This was just you getting used to the game as a player and Sakurai's masterful way of introducing a new character to the public. So, congratulations, HAL Laboratories and Nintendo. You made yourself a winner that has lasted 30 years strong and has consistently looked like himself from day one. However, the question I have to ask is, who the hell are these people in front of Kirby right here? Are they other Kirbys? Are they Waddle-Ds? They never answer that, but Kirby has a sign saying goodbye. But we're just gonna wave for a little bit, Kirby. We'll be back. Because King Dedede's pretty damn pissed. I mean, he has a concussion right now, and he's literally trying to find his soul inside his body. Oh, there he is. He's coming back. Good. I need a villain in my life. He is absolutely livid. I would pretty much be the same way, because he just got absolutely destroyed by someone half his height, if not smaller. But we are going to cut the video here. Remember this cheat or code, and be sure to enter in the title screen, because extra game is where Sakurai's evil intentions come to fruition. Because he wasn't going to just make it this game baby easy for everyone. He was just setting up the big oh my god moment, and definitely will be showing that off soon. So thanks for watching. Have a great day, and adios.